Hello everyone, welcome back to the Beautiful Black Witch channel. My name is Erica. I read stars, tarot cards, and intuitive messages. So if you're interested, please make sure to subscribe, turn on the bell to be notified when I upload, and hit the thumbs up while you're at it, please, and thank you. Also follow me on Instagram, and if you're interested in a personal reading, please hit me up on there, or you can find my email in the description box below. So without further ado, let's get into this energy. So this full moon slash lunar eclipse is happening on November 8th in the sign of Taurus. That's why I got my little ponytails. And my green little top, because I thought, to bring in that grounding energy as much as possible, because we're gonna need it. Also, this lunar eclipse is the finale of this energy, of the eclipse energy. So even though this is the end, whatever effects or energy that's being triggered around this time will last or can last up to like 6 months to a year from now. So even though this is only the beginning of this energy, technically, this energy can just continue to roll over into like the next year of our life. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. So as a reminder, during this time, eclipse seasons usually bring great transformation, great change, manifestations, certain dreams coming true, and also any like control issues or strong attachments we may have can also be triggered around any eclipse. But specifically, since it's been in Taurus and Scorpio, so it really has to do with our attachments to things. So it's really going to be challenged hard, and we're going to have to let things go so we can transform and change. And this time can really be challenging. Whether the change is good or bad, it can be challenging for everyone. So just remember to be kind to yourself and others, please. So with this full moon being in the sign of Taurus, that means Venus is playing a really big role, because Taurus is ruled by the planet Venus. And Venus rules over our values, our morals, our self-esteem, our personal resources, like the money that we earn and the clothes, the material things that we have earned and bought ourselves is usually ruled by Venus, or has to do with Venus. It also has to do with our comfort zone, relationships, beauty, and art. So with Venus currently transiting through Scorpio, when it comes to our relationships and connecting with our resources and comfort zones, we are overcoming possessiveness, jealousy, power games, fears, doubts, traumas, which is the negative expression of Scorpio Venus, or Venus in Scorpio. So yeah, we're overcoming all of that, letting all of that go by replacing it by, being vulnerable and deepening our intimacy with ourselves and other people. So, and the things that we connect with, we're just really being honest with ourselves when it comes to, the money that we're making and the relationships that we're in or getting into, or the material things that we're attaching ourselves to. And if it really holds true value in our lives, and only investing in those things, because Taurus is about investing. So only investing in those things that bring us that sense of security, stability, intimacy, vulnerability, merging those together is kind of the energy for this moon that we're going to be experiencing, which is the positive side of Venus and Scorpio, where we can really be honest and vulnerable with these things, with the things that we attach ourselves to. And if we can't be vulnerable with those things, or if we keep attaching to things, you know, using that negative expression of like trying to possess things, you know, being greedy in a way, or, you know, letting certain fears or doubts getting in the way of, you know, connecting in a more valuable, valuable way. Interesting. But this moon is also going to be conjunct Uranus. So with that being said, you know, Uranus is all about shaking things up, you know, changing things just like that. Like in a blink of an eye, it can just be changed or shifted. It's very like volatile energy, very spontaneous, very sudden, like just sudden change, sudden spark of interest, like anything, like, you know, it's just a shift and a change at any given moment. And it's like breaking free of certain traditions or things that have been keeping us stuck. With this very powerful lunar eclipse moon being connected to Uranus that really wants us to shake things up and change, that is why I said we're gonna need some groundedness, some stability, because Uranus is here to make us change whether we're ready or not. So it's going to be challenging us to stay true to our values and morals whilst allowing change to come in and clear away old, outworn baggage. So anything that you've been holding on to, including your comfort zone, will be changed drastically during this time. Like, it will probably cease to exist. So that can bring a very, very uncomfortable reaction, you know. Definitely if you've been doing something for a very long time, certain habits, certain comforts, you know, certain relationships, certain things that we've attached ourselves to, it can be very hard to detach, you know. And with Uranus being all about that detached energy, we just got to let it go like that. That's where the challenging part really comes in. Uranus is known as the Great Liberator, which is here to help us all move forward in the next chapter of our lives and realign us with our most authentic and unique path. So this change is only happening so that we can align ourselves to our destiny, to our true purpose, to what we're really truly here to do and be. And just free ourselves from anything that try to stop us or slow us down or get in our way of being that, you know, whatever that is, whether it's self-imposed or it's something outside of us that's trying to stop us. It's here to really just bring it up, show us, and then like let it go. Like, it's gonna push us, and it shouldn't be that much of a surprise, because with this energy and with this whole year, really, with all the work we've been doing on ourselves, things have been coming up, whether you've been working on them or not. So this moon is just basically here to give you that extra push, literally, to let whatever you haven't worked on go, or and showing you a whole new way of maybe going about it or dealing with it, or just pushing you in a whole new path and a whole new journey. And you just have to, you know, face it as you're moving forward. Regardless, this energy is pushing us forward, whether, you know, because we've been kind of scared and holding ourselves back. For those who have, maybe not all of us, but for those who have been, you know, holding yourself back from moving forward or making a certain decision, this moon again is going to push you right into it, because obviously it's what your heart desire, it's what you want, so good or bad, you know. So we have to be careful what we're manifesting out here, because that's kind of what this energy is doing too. So with Taurus being a sign of stability, security, and routine, that's the last thing that, you know, we're going to be experiencing right now, that grounded energy, because there's just, this is the wheel of change, and like, it's giving me the wheel of fortune. in the tarot deck, the wheel of change, where something is like ending and new beginnings. There's been a lot of that energy. And with it being November and the 1111 portal coming up, that's all about union and connection and new beginnings and just new everything on a soul level, stepping into that. So this is our last chance on getting rid of anything that doesn't belong, anything that shouldn't be coming with us, anything that you should detach from, that you have to detach from. It's not really leaving you much of a choice at this point. And if you do hold on to it, then just know it's going to take you down a path where you're going to have to redo this cycle, because we're on this wheel of change. So blessings are coming in, dreams are coming true, things that don't belong are falling away, because it's the will, because you have to make room for what's coming in. So if you're not making room for what's coming in, you're going to miss your blessings and have to come around the wheel all over again. And who knows what kind of work you're going to have to do and karma that you're going to have to face this second go around, because this energy has really, really, really been pushing us to let go, to release things that just doesn't serve us. So since we're still deep in Scorpio season and Uranus is bringing things up, this is bringing in powerful transformation and unpredictable endings. Like I was saying, that wheel of change. So really, really reiterating that the choice is yours. It's really important that you pay attention to what's coming up. You let go of what you have to, no matter how hard it is, no matter what. Because if you want your blessings, if you want to enter a more peaceful chapter in your life, or a new chapter away from whatever you've been dealing with in the past, you have to let those things go, no matter what it is, self-imposed or something outside of you. So when it comes to eclipses, especially lunar eclipses, it's very karmic. It opens doors to the past, whether it's from this lifetime or the last. This is a time to heal any deep wounds that come up, and understanding that this is linked to our soul's journey. It's very important, again, to release the things that no longer serve you, because it's like you're clearing out all your karma. You're making room for new things and clearing away the old things that you've been passed down from generations, that have been passed down from past lives, whether you believe it or not. You've done a lifetime in the past that you didn't release certain things, and that's why you're here again, so you can learn from those mistakes and the ones that come up in this lifetime that has to do with that same lesson, because you have to learn the lesson in order to go on to the next level. It's like school. You have to pass the class to get an A, and then you can move on to the next, and you can graduate once you get to the end. So it's really important for you to pass these lessons. You don't have to get an A. It's nothing like that, but it's just like learning the lesson and moving forward, because if you don't, you're going to repeat it, and you're going to keep wondering why the same things keep happening, because you're not learning what you need to learn in order to move forward. So this energy is really trying to wrap things up for us, so we can level up, so we can ascend and realign ourselves to our true path and reap so much blessings and benefits, and let go of all the trauma and the hurt, the fears, all that dark Scorpio stuff, and transformed all that into some good stuffs if you've been doing the work. It's important to remember that the universe and God, whoever you believe in, wants to give us our dream life. But first we have to heal and release old, outdated beliefs, habits, and attachments. So you have to let go of stuff that don't belong. I guess that's the whole message that I'm pretty much saying over and over and over and over again in this video, because that is it. You just gotta let all the stuff go and heal. whether you're moving away from people, places, or things, or you're moving with them. Certain things just have to be let go. That doesn't mean you have to break away from everything and just leave it in the past. No. You can stay in certain environments, attached to certain people, and learn from it, and you guys can move forward together and heal together. But then there's some things and some people, places, or things where you cannot do that. So you have to be discerning in who those things are and who and what those things are, so that you can detach from what you need to and you can bring what you're supposed to. So the next thing is changes and challenges that's taking place is happening for you, not to you. So all this karmic stuff, you're dealing with karma stuff. Like, this is just something that we all have. We all have karma that we're playing out, that we're dealing with, that we're learning from, and we're experiencing. So with any bad karma or any negative attachments that we may have, that we have been bringing with us for too long, it is time to let it go. So that can be hard. And with that, it brings very hard lessons sometimes, depending on what these attachments are and how long we've been holding on to them. So it can be discouraging to want to think in a positive way or want to be positive or make the right decisions, because so many bad things are happening, or so many things is just attacking you, or you have to deal with, or it's just so much heavy energy, and it's just important to remember that it's happening for you. You're clearing out some stuff, you're clearing it out, no matter what it is. And if you're dealing with it properly, you don't have to worry about ever dealing with this again. But it's about clearing it out, no matter how hard or dark it is. Because if you stay attached to it, then that's where you're going to stay, And like I was saying in the Scorpio video, we're tearing away from those heavy burdens, those heavy things that have kept us weighed down, and we're transforming into the phoenix. We're rising up. We're transforming into a butterfly. We're rising up. We're flying. We're growing our wings. We're expanding away from that stuff. So it's not happening to you. It's happening for you. If I said that right. Yeah, it's happening for you, not to you. So make sure to be gentle with yourself and gentle with other people, because we're all experiencing this volatile energy in one way or another. Whether you think that their problems are small or big, or whether you think your problems are small or big, we're all dealing with something one way or another. So be gentle with yourself and other people, and try not to take things too personally, because we're all a bit spiky right now. We're all a bit sensitive. We're all experiencing changes that can be challenging, whether it's good or bad. It's all making us grow in some way. So if people are projecting or being too, much, just relax and just try not to take anything too personal, because they're working through their karma. They're working through whatever challenges that's happening, including you, So everybody's a bit on edge, and everybody's a bit uncomfortable. So just remember that. Also, accepting your dark side and your light side, the yin and the yang within ourselves, because we all have those things that we're not so proud of, that it's just who we are, some things. And then we have those things that we're really good at and that we like to express and we like to show others. And, we all have good and bad. And we have to accept the both within it, within ourselves, so that we can accept that within other people, because if you're not accepting your bad side and you're thinking like you're running away from it, or you're not facing it and you're just like, no, then when somebody come and project that onto you, then you're not going to like them either, because it's just like, how dare you do that to me? We can be a bit more understanding, not saying, we all project and get upset with each other. Things happen, that's going to happen sometimes. But it's just important to be more understanding when that happens, because it's just like, you'll understand that, okay, he was just upset. You know, I get upset. You know, I get it, bro. You know, we all out here dealing with something, bro. You know, like, it's just kind of like that. Kind of like, I get it. You upset. I'm upset too, you know, but we should just take it easy, you know. And if you come from that type of standpoint, except for just giving that back out, whatever that is, you know, we can, choose our battles more wisely and not get into so many arguments, you know, if we're more aware of what's really going on. So accepting that light and dark side within ourselves, or just noticing it, just noticing it and acknowledging it is enough. Because then you will be able to acknowledge and see that in other people, and you'll understand why they're acting a certain way, or, you know, you'll understand them more. And that's important. So another thing to remember is learning about consent, communication, and boundaries are huge lessons right now. Because remember, we're dealing with things that we have attached ourselves to, that we've been dealing with for a long time. Because with this very karmic energy, we've been dealing with this stuff for a long time, whether that's good or bad. So it's really good to learn about what does consent mean to you, and if you're consenting to certain things that you're not realizing, or, you know, just being aware of how you're communicating, how you're coming off in certain situations that keep coming up for you, and certain boundaries that you may have to put up so that you don't have to keep experiencing this again. And, you know, this is just all huge lessons for all of us right now, so that we don't have to keep experiencing all that stuff that we've been dealing with. So anything that's being released, whether that's a relationship or a toxic mindset, release it with love and compassion. And by that, I mean acknowledging that the person or mindset that's being released have helped you grow in some way, have helped you build on your character. And now you've outgrown whatever that is, or now you don't need whatever that is, whatever attachment that is, whether it is a mindset or a person or an environment, you know, let it go. Be like, you know, you were great during this time, but I don't need you anymore. And just having compassion, you know, not saying like, oh, fuck this and fuck that. And, you know, like, no, we're not letting things go that way. Even though we can feel like that, but it's just like, just letting things go with love.